So this is AS Movies and Games Podcast, Episode 8. Andrew here. Gabe's not with me today, but I am joined by some special guests, Jay and Story from the Doge Pound. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Doing good.
Awesome. We've been chatting for a little bit already, so the conversation juices are already kind of flowing. It's too bad we kind of missed out on some of that, but I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about. And for today's topic, we are going to discuss what are you playing recently and what are you watching recently. That sounds like bad grammar. I'll figure out a better title.
Playing and watching. Well, okay. You gonna go first, Story, and then I'll go.
Sure. I've been playing a bunch of FTL lately. I've been playing with the new update, the Advanced Edition update, and I also been playing with the Captain's Edition mod, which I got recently, which just has a lot of story to the game and more weapons and stuff. Pretty fun.
That sounds fun. I was taking a look at the FTL, the Advanced Edition. There, it looks like it's got a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, it adds one of the new races. It adds, I think it only adds one. Yeah, but it's the Lannis. Yeah, they're called the Lannis or something like that, and they suck the oxygen out of whatever room they're in. And
really?
Yeah, and they don't lose life or anything from no oxygen, but their movement is halved. But they're really good for the
I think I should buy it.
Out of rooms.
I think I should buy this mod just because of that race. Because I was just telling.
You don't need to buy it; it's free.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah. Okay. As long as you own the game.
Awesome. Well, I think I'm gonna have to reconsider my race choices because of that reason. I was telling Story just a little while ago. My main death in FTL is fire and no oxygen. To put out the fire, you got to open the doors to the space vacuum, and it sucks all the oxygen out. And then I'll be attacked by a ship, or I'll be caught in some solar flare, and my ship will just start burning, and I'll have to open up all the doors, but everything will be out of oxygen and little parts are being broken. So I got to send all my men to fix those parts in the no oxygen areas so they all die. That's my main cause of death.
That's awesome. I haven't, to be perfectly honest, I haven't even heard of FTL, but I'm taking a look online right now to check it out. Looks like it's kind of a classic looking game, is it not?
Yeah, they were funded on, I think it was Kickstarter. They got a bunch of more money than they asked for. I want to say they got like close to $1 million or something like that. But
these people these days donate so much money into video games, and then there's health.
They got like a ridiculous sum of money.
Well, and Kickstarter, I don't know if you listen to some entrepreneurs online, they're talking about it like it's free money, right? So that could be a whole conversation topic unto itself. But
yeah, it could be.
In some cases, yeah, if you can win the popularity contest, you can get the money. So,
well, if your game is good and people like it, then why not fund it? Honestly, if you got that money to fund something, then fund it.
Yeah, I think that's the most important part, is having a quality product that's worth funding, and then if people's involvement actually means something.
Well, that's where betas come in, right? That's where you go, hey, I have a new game. Here, play it. If you like it, then fund me. If you don't have enough to fund, then do a Let's Play or do a YouTube review. Like exactly. That's what I think companies should do. Instead of having people buy their game and then say do a review, well, there should be a exclusive pass, even for just even little YouTube channels. It might bump them up, and they may get you more views. It may help them, and it may help you.
Yeah, that reminds me of a strategy called trading up the chain, which is where you create or publish a news item, and then you find a small blog that media is actually paying attention to. Then you send them your news piece, they post it, and then if everything goes well, you've traded up to a major news media outlet for your story.
That sounds like a really good way of advertising. I think I'm gonna
I am.
subscribe to the Doge Pound.
Yeah. I am a online marketer by trade, so a huge part of what I do. I get to learn all. Here's the weird part: I get to learn all the theory, but I don't always get the chance to apply it. I sort of think of like Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Wozniak probably had all the theory on the girls, but he couldn't get any, and then Jobs could get all the girls. So,
Wow. And there's Jobs.
yeah.
They're a computer nerd. There you go. There you go, everybody. Date the computer nerd. He'll get you rich.
Are you playing anything different there, Jay?
Well, let me see. What have I been recently playing? I just gotta look at my desktop. I think I can say I've been playing an abundance of different games, but the most recent, if it's on my YouTube channel, I've been playing Project Zomboid. I've seen this game so many different places. It's so neat. It's a little, it needs a little bit of fine tuning and work, but I think it's still in a beta. So I can say that right now where it's at, it's really good. Except I just really suck at the game. If you see my let's play on it, I think I post on Monday, and I think I'm gonna start posting more recently with Project Zomboid, just as a second upload, because I really enjoy this game. I really want to play it and like a lot, but I'm doing it day by day, so each video is a day. So I kind of, and I don't have too much room at the moment on my hard drive to record. Oh, I just turned myself.
Echo there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my mic or my headphones came unplugged.
Oh, that problem. Yeah, I've been playing Project Zomboid a lot, and then I just bought a new one. This is funny how this happened. I was just sitting there one day. I think I was watching some fairy tale because it's an anime. Story told me about it one day. I was just watching, and boom, out of nowhere, Steam sends me a message. Oh, I got something in my inventory. Did somebody just randomly gift me a game? Do I have a fan? No. Well, no, I don't have a fan who gives me games, but I had two free coupons. I forget how much percent it was. I think it was like 25% off. This new game called Pixel Piracy, and I said, sounds neat. Let's check it out. I go look, and it is probably one of the coolest looking games ever. It was so cool. Have you guys ever heard of this game?
I think I've heard of it.
What game?
Pixel Piracy.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
You probably see me playing it on Steam. It's super neat. You start off on some kind of island with just a bunch of blocks. It's kind of like if you took Terraria but mixed it with not survival and more just pirate. Add a pirate theme to it and simplify it, but add different, like a skill, really in-depth skill tree on how it works. You build your ship out of blocks, kind of like Terraria style. And you build your ship any way you want. Like, it's totally customizable in any way you want. As long it's 2D, but yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet how the way it works, and then the skill trees for each pirate you hire. There's a couple, like negative skills and some that are positive, but the more positive or the more expensive pirates. There's archer pirates or like what ranged pirates, but some of them will be overweight or they'll have drunkenness. I don't know, he'll sneak booze onto the ship or something, and he'll be drunk all the time, and he'll have a hit chance, negative hit chance. But that's really neat how the skill trees work, how they do that. And then you can go into, I think it's one of the shops you'll find on every island, or not every island, but some of the town islands, and you can buy skill books, and you just add you add them to each different pirate, and it'll be like cleanup, because seagulls will swoop down and they'll poop on your boat, and there will be steamy turds all over your ship. And I cannot tell you how many steamy turds there are on your ship if you do not get this.
Wow.
It covered the floor of my first ship. I think it was a 9 block across ship, and there was just turds constant. It was so fun. And then the pirates go, and then that adds to it. So there's different things like that. Then you can add ranged combat, or needs to eat a lot, or something like that. I haven't got too far into it, seeing as I die a lot.
Always takes a while to get used to a game, right?
Oh yeah.
One of the Let's Plays I did, actually the only Let's Play that's online, was a Japanese game, and Sandra's Daiboken, which is basically just translates to Sandra's Big Adventure, but it's
That sounds wonderful.
oh, it is. it's for the Super Nintendo or for Super Famicom.
Oh really?
Yeah. And that game isn't the easiest, and I was just improvising to see if I could get through it as I'm commentating on it, and that was not the best idea.
I don't think any Super Nintendo game is really too easy.
This is like I could
All
probably
the old Nintendo games are really, like, if you notice,
it's true.
there's games like Dark Souls. That's the amount of harshness old games used to have. Like I remember I'm not too old myself, I'm only 17, but
Yeah.
I remember playing on my Game Boy Advance SP, and just the square little thing, right? But I had gadgets for it. I think for one of my birthdays I got a case, and I had special game packages. You put 2 in there, and it's a case to protect them. And then I had the coolest thing. Now, this was the coolest and the best thing you could possibly ever have for a handheld device. It was a controller edition. It kind of looked like an Xbox controller, but you take out the guts of the Xbox controller and just have 2 handles. Now, you put your Game Boy in the middle. Now, it was a small little thing. Now, if I tried to play on a Game Boy, my hands are huge, so I'd probably crush it, or I'd break my thumbs trying to play this thing. But this controller, it felt like you could play a handheld Xbox controller, but you could play the coolest games. I remember I had I think it was one of my first games, had Metroid Fusion. Now, it wasn't the most classic Metroid game. It wasn't the most, known of Metroid game, but it was the coolest thing. I used to sit on a rock at my school. I had the title of Game Boy Kid for 2 years because I used to sit on a rock and play this thing every chance I could. That's how addicted to that handheld love wall of game.
Yeah, and when I get to talking about what I've been playing recently, addicting games. There's a ton of them that you don't need the latest and greatest in graphics or
the
latest in technology. There's plenty of addicting games.
I mean, like, I just labeled 2. Project Zomboid and Pixel Piracy probably have the worst graphics possible. Right. Even Project Zomboid, I'm looking for an HD pack for it, just so, like a mod or something. But that would be cool. I want to see that in an HD texture pack. I'm still gonna look for it. Maybe if you get comments on on this podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, we just got to send enough traffic to it, right? But speaking of hard games, what came to my mind was Robo Warrior for the Nintendo. In Japan, it was actually Bomber King, and it was marketed like it was gonna be a sequel to Bomberman, and then they changed direction midway. But
really?
that game has I think 20, 30 some odd stages.
Oh, no way.
All you get is 3 or 4 bars of health, and if you die, you go back to the beginning. And
Oh,
bosses,
God.
and there's bosses.
I'm
in
looking
this
at it.
game.
I had to Google this because I didn't know what you were talking about. But I mean, like, oh my God, it's literally it's littered with repetitive trees, like repetitive, just green bump.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
like a green mushroom.
That's the other thing. There's a few levels that are actually just repeating map figures. So until you bomb the right tree to find the proper exit, you're stuck. And guess what?
God.
Time eats away at your health too.
Oh, that
no
sounds
way.
horrible. That sounds like a game I would hate.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
Hey,
able to,
we all need to make a rage series.
yeah.
We gotta have a
able-
rage series.
I was able to beat it using save states, but I don't know how the heck you would beat
Oh
it.
God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, save states are God.
They're almost a necessity if you want to navigate the world of old games.
How are they
Yeah.
supposed? How did you, like, our parents play this? How did they do this? How did they didn't have save states.
No.
They had arcade machines and a lot of pennies.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine Warber Warrior being in the arcade. That would just be torture.
Oh my God. I bet you it would be the number one game. Everyone would be like and screaming at it, but they'd still be playing it. There'd be like damage to the machine.
Well, and hey, back then it was quarters, not loonies or toonies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes pennies. I remember my dad telling me about pennies.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Oh God. Apparently there was pennies. Like it was a penny arcades.
yeah, they used to have penny arcades. Those
That's
were
Oh yeah.
That's
In
the
the
name,
80s.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think who was that? I think there was a game company, Penny Arcade.
Yeah.
They made some. I forget what it was. They made a really neat game. I forget what it's called. I'm trying to think. Penny Arcades. I'm gonna Google this while we're talking. While you're talking there.
Well, and I think I know what you're talking about, but I also can't recall the name of it. So, yeah, go ahead and look for it.
Yeah.
I have been playing tower defense for basically mobile devices, Android mobile devices. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, we're missing one of our team members, Pooch.
Yeah.
I forget where I think I found him. I think I put an ad up on the internet, and he told me about his channel. He does well. I don't know if he's still active on that channel, but he does tower defense battles or something, balloon tower defense battles, and it's kind of like a PvP tower defense. You guys throw balloons at each other.
Interesting.
You get so it's it's like two screens, kind of like a split screen. You see each other's playing field, and you each. It would kind of be like League of Legends or a MOBA type,
Right.
in a way of different like specs. You get one of these, and you upgrade this, and you buy one of those. But the thing is you have to run two builds because you throw balloons at your enemy. You don't just pop balloons and it's computer driven. No, you have your monkey build or whatever. I think I remember playing the game. You use like super monkeys or something, and you build your attack build, but you also have a defensive, kind of like an aggressive balloon build. You send so many of these and so many of these per turn. If he has, like a super monkey here or here, then you send so many of these balloons and you send some of these after to get by or something. I forget. There's just two builds you have to run. It was so intense. I remember watching it. I was on edge. Is he actually going to win this? How are you pressing these buttons so fast? And you have to send so many balloons. It was just nuts.
Yeah, that sounds like a really interesting game. The one that I'm playing specifically is Tower Defense Lost Earth, and you just kind of build different types of towers. I'm hoping that they come out with some kind of sequel, but the developer is Calm to Us, Korean developer, and their focus seems to be, it's definitely mobile stuff, but their focus seems to be kind of creating more of the 3D worlds. And that seems to be the direction kind of mobile games is going, which in my
Yeah.
mind is a little unfortunate because it sort of, like for me anyway, it takes away from the novelty of the platform. Like I can just go play my PlayStation or PlayStation 2, get something that's equivalent and better ultimately.
Yeah. See, the thing is with mobile games is what I look for in mobile games. I'm an Android fan. Always, well, I've had Apple in my junior high years and a little bit through there, but then I switched to Android because I like the phone and the system a little bit better. They have more variety on phones. They look a little bit better, and not repetitive, and their system is just a little more user friendly. You can do what you want with the system. So I said, that's cool. Let me try this out. And I love it. But when I look for on the Google Play Store, which is the market for people who use Apple, I look for games which are unique.
Yes.
I don't play Candy Crush. I dislike it a lot. I hate I hate that game so much. What I look for in games though is kind of like stuff that's abstract or has a really cool icon pop, because that's what you kind of got to do on the market now. You can't just put on some cartoony icon and have your cheesy game on there. You have to have a neat icon. That's what gets in the neat name. That's what gets me personally. I always, you're not supposed to judge a game by its icon, and name, but I do. But that's how I find the best games, honestly.
Well, I think you have to have some kind of strategy for navigating a fairly crowded field these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's too competitive, and unfortunately, a lot of things just kind of go unnoticed. Not to say that there's a lot of great stuff that goes unnoticed, but whatever developers are putting so much time and effort into these, who knows? And unless we have like a different style of store where you can see more than the top 10.
See, that's what people are doing with that's what people have the recommended games. They need to improve that system a lot. But I mean, I do get some cool games. Like I'm looking on my phone right now. I have a couple. I have a love for firearms and that, but in Canada you can't really. It's really strict with the stuff, and I don't have my guns license, and I don't have the money to spend on guns and go shoot them. But I got those really neat firearm apps that are kind of, you actually have to operate the gun. Those are so neat to me. I think those are so cool. And I got like Pixel Dungeon. It's kind of like a pixelated levels game.
Saw that recently.
Where you just go through the dungeon and you attack the monsters. You get your potions, you get your armor and levels and stuff. It's really neat. And then Sorcery, it's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons, but a visual. You got to move your piece on like a simulated map, and you it's kind of like a text adventure. And same thing, you roll the dice and stuff, but it's for mobile devices. It's like, come on, everyone has that kick now and then for a D&D adventure. And then I recently discovered these two new games. There's one called Out There. It's kind of like Faster Than Light, or FTL. It's different, but it has the mobile version of FTL, kind of. It's really neat in the way. I think people should go check out that one, because it's a really neat game if you like spaceship kind of traveling to different worlds and mining for ores. And it's called Out There. I don't know if it's on an Apple, but I think I stole you about it. Told you about it. And then
I stole you about it.
There's these two series that I'm looking forward to. I just recently discovered one, but I've been following one. I think their company is called Fireproof Games, but they do one series called The Room. It's pretty popular.
The Room?
Yeah, The Room.
As in the movie The Room?
No. Okay. I don't think it has any
association.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not too sure. It's imagine the most in-depth puzzle game you could probably ever pop out of a screen into your brain, And it's so neat how it operates, honestly. You start off with a box, and you got to look around. It's 3D, you know. It's not like a walk around game where you have a thumb pad or anything. You're just a camera, and you control objects. You double click on an object, zoom into it, and you operate things. It's kind of like if you had that really neat touchscreen thing on a Wii, where you'd have to like move a wheel with the, I don't know, the Wii U with the touch thingy, that the Wii U pad or whatever, where you touch a thing and you move a wheel. It's neat like that, where you have to open a chest. You have to press a lock and then push it. You have to pull it along the slide, and then you have to press a button behind it, and then it opens a new, like a drawer from the other side of it. So you gotta scroll around to the other side. You gotta open this drawer, which gives you a key. And then you have to modify this key. It's like a turnable key, which I thought was so cool when I first discovered it. You turn this key to fit different multiple different locks. So you scroll around to the other side, and you put the key in, and you turn it, right? You turn it, and then it opens some sort of new puzzle, and it pops out of the wall. You have to get this projection, but you have this cool little eyeglass. It's made from some magical thing. You're trying to find some magical artifact or something. I never really followed the story. I just like playing the game for its puzzles. I really didn't. It has so much story and so much so much words. I just said, oh, this is overwhelming. I just want to touch and pull thingies. I just want to unlock different chests. It was just so cool how it operated. That's what attracted me. But it's really story driven. I think I caught some of the story. It's about some artifact someone's trying to take. I think it's like involved with Illuminati or something. It's like, wow. Oh, the Illuminati are trying to get this more all-powerful artifact for themselves. You need to, and it's by some old, I think it's by yourself. Yourself comes back in time to tell you and leaves you notes. It's kind of weird. It leaves you notes in these in this puzzle. And it's really neat though. They recently came out with a second one, and that one was cool. It had a lot more story and a lot more levels packed into it. It was so cool.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really neat. And then there's another one. I thought I find the best mobile games. This one's called The Silent Age. It's about you're a janitor. But it's kind of like a point and click where you're some janitor guy. You click on an area and you move to it. But you have to go get the card from this room, and then you have to go into that room. But it's not just a point and click. It's a point and click time shifter. You find some special artifact. You press this green button, and you shift time to some era where you shift back in time to where everything's so rusted and everyone's dead, you know. Say like if you went from 2000, you'd like shift to 3000 or not that, well, maybe not that much, but like 100 years later. Oh, that's really loud.
Scratching going on back there.
You DJing story?
No, I don't know what that was. Something was sliding around.
Sounded like a cat on a vinyl record.
Oh man, yeah, pretty much. That was good. Yeah. So you play around with time. You time shift back to like 500 years later, where everything's broken, everything's rusted. So say you got to get through this door. Shift time. The door's fallen off. You know, you go through and then you shift time back, and you're through the door. Huh. It's kind of like if you took Portal, but instead of portals, you add time shiftiness, but it's on mobile. And I thought that was the coolest thing because it's touchscreen. It's really neat how that works, and you can bring it wherever you want. Like those are the coolest, neat little games I find on wherever, really. Sometimes I'll even see them on the internet.
Yeah. It's funny you say Portal with time machines, because I'm pretty sure it was released by Valve, but there's now Thinking with Time Machines and free-to-play, It requires you own Portal 2 though, but it's basically Portal 2, but instead of a portal gun, you have a time machine gun that allows you to make copies of yourself like in the past or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it looked pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, there is a browser-based game. There is. It is browser-based, or not browser-based, but I mean it is a browser.
Well, and there are more of those because of Google Chrome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Another game that I've been playing is Super Power League 2. You guys may not be familiar with this one either.
I think I've heard of it somewhere.
It's a Super Famicom game, and it's baseball. One of my favorite baseball games, and I'm looking to perhaps put up some gameplay footage or just some funny moments with some commentary up there.
Huh.
Yeah, like maybe one day I should finish that Let's Play I started, and then I have a request for a SimCity video. But
so many Let's Plays, you just like, it doesn't get, well, some Let's Plays don't get enough videos. They don't get enough videos. They don't get enough views. So like some of my videos, I forget, there was one here. Let me just check real quick. What was it? Let's see here. Even my Attack of the B Team, like my Minecraft stuff. Minecraft is so popular on YouTube. Same with this mod pack. Honestly, well, it's one of our better ones, but like you get one of the videos that gets a lot of views and then you won't get any. It's really up and down on our channel. Like it's really up and down. Oh, we finally just reached 250 views on our channel trailer. Hey, let's celebrate.
Bizarre. Actually, like one of my top 3 videos on YouTube is another Japanese game. I guess that's my thing, which is a fishing game. I don't know if it's because I jumped on the bandwagon early or what, but this video has 12,000 views. It's just gameplay footage, not even edited, just playing straight.
Really?
Yeah, even my front mission gameplay footage.
Oh shit! Oh, I should tell you to do a Let's Play on this game. I was watching. You know the Creatures?
No.
You know Yogscast?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, Creatures is pretty much just a bunch of YouTubers, kind of like what I'm doing. I'm very much inspired by Yogscast and the Creatures. Creatures are they're a group of YouTubers from like all over. They all had a big house they all used to live in, but they disbanded it. Now they're in some kind of office. But a lot of them, I think, live in California or something. But they do a lot of YouTube videos together, and they have like partners, and they do a live stream each week. And one of the games, or one of the groups, I guess their big pull group, their big pull player, the one that gets pretty much like polls is the big player in their whole YouTube channel. If you ever heard of him, Uber Hacks or Nova.
Yep. He's
in the Creatures, along with Immortal HD. I don't know if you heard of him. No, he's a little less popular, but he's still pretty damn funny. But both of them, Uber Hacks or Nova, he tries to pretty much find the weirdest games possible for Immortal HD to play. Now, it's so funny because they do the dumbest shit on their live streams. And it's just kind of like, I remember one episode they played like a beer pong on like the Wii or something. They played beer pong on the Wii, but in real life they were taking shots of balsamic vinegar. Like, I mean, they have the funniest live streams ever. It's so funny. Yeah, and they were like gagging. It was so bad. That's the only thing they had in their fridge, but it was kind of funny. They were gagging, but I think it was one of their previous live streams before that. They like hired this dude to dress up in some kind of, you know how you get those people that go for a birthday. I think it was Immortal's birthday or something. And you get that, you get those people that dress up like clowns or like a novelty kind of thing. It'd be like to dress up like someone from Diablo or a World of Warcraft character. But Nova hired a really like looking manly dude to dress up as a female costume hooker and come in and sing and dance with him. No, this male hooker brought in a balloon motorbike. Like you know how you make like balloon animals? Yeah, well, it was a balloon motorbike. So, and he put it over, but the look on his face was so funny. It was just priceless. The look on his face.
That reminds me of when my cousin and I were probably in elementary school, and we used to just hang out. We would make drinks for each other. Now, at our grandma's place, while nobody was home. So
those times, right?
Yeah. Most of the time, it would just be like, okay, Coke with a bit of extra sugar or whatever. Like it needs more sugar. Good Lord.
Oh.
The sugar needs more sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this Diet Coke. No.
But
and a pound of sugar.
One time I got into the soy sauce, and I am telling you, it's not meant to be taken straight.
No.
It is straight puke juice. I guess if you ever need to puke, take it. I don't know why you would need to puke at any given time, but if you need to, just
if you ingested anything poisonous, just drink some soy sauce.
You have to put a disclaimer on this video on this podcast now.
Yeah. Yeah, we mentioned puking. Oh, actually, I guess,
on purpose ways to throw up.
For all the kiddies out there, in case you happen to be listening, don't drink soy sauce straight. Okay?
Yeah. We're such good role models.
Yeah.
Put that on the not a good idea list.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, awesome.
Let's get into what we've been watching lately as well. You guys go ahead and start.
Okay, are we going to do it the same way? Story, you go and then I go, or should I go first this time?
You go first.
All right. Well, as I said in the pre-show, what you guys never heard, I've been watching. I just watched Winter Soldier,
Yes.
Captain America.
Yeah.
I just went and saw it yesterday in a theater on the big screen. Oh man, it was so good. I haven't
Bad, hey?
I didn't see the first one though before it. I've seen parts, like I've seen
very different.
I've seen pieces of the first one. I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
Just Captain America 1. I didn't see it.
It was just
before
called Captain America.
Oh, it had a special name. It was like the American Soldier. I think that's what it was.
Find that. Yeah, that might be it.
The American Soldier. Yeah. I didn't see that. I've only seen pieces of it. I only seen like little pieces of the action part.
Avenger.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah, so I've only seen pieces here and there on TV. Like, I'll come upstairs and my dad will be watching it. I'll sit down and watch Captain America beat up some dude, and then I'll take off and go play some video game, right? But I've seen bits and pieces, but I went and saw 2 before 1. Now, I just said the story the other day. Be sure to watch 1 before 2 because it kind of ruins it.
I don't know. Here's the weird part. I felt like the first Captain America was somewhat forgettable.
I
say that because I don't remember much from it. But yeah, no, it wasn't as good. It was just kind of classic Captain America, right? I want to say World War II. I don't know if that's correct, but yeah.
Well, some of those World War II movies are pretty good, damn good. Some of them,
Some of them, yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, I can just like pop off the top of my head.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. But yeah, I guess the best part about the new Captain America movie, you know, there's a couple things that are just kind of totally, completely implausible, like having these weapons that could destroy Earth at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Well, we have nuclear bombs, granted, but still, you know, those massive helicopters or whatever they were, airships.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I don't know. For me, that was kind of going over the top. And why do we build these? Because we have to.
Yeah. That was perfect. If we got to do any voiceovers, we're coming to you.
I do a lot of voices, believe it or not.
That was so good. Because we have to.
Because we have to. Yeah. But aside from that, the action's pretty flippin' amazing. I feel
Oh
like
my God. It was so good.
I think it got a little carried away at the end, like too many cutscenes between this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, there was like 3 fights going on, wasn't there?
yeah,
Between
essentially.
like Captain America, the other dude
Fury.
that.
Nick
Yeah.
Fury.
Yeah, and then there was that random black dude at the start.
The
one that,
hot or what was it? Yeah,
I don't know what his name was. I didn't really. I think I kind of, my brain just when I went oops, I'm gonna miss this part.
If you're familiar with the Captain America comic books, which none of us are, then you would know instantly whose that is, because it's a major character from the early days.
Yeah, I have no clue who he is. This
Neither do I.
all I remember was him just running around on your left. Oh, that was funny.
Falcon, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because that's what his name. That's what he was using.
He was fighting that really, really annoying guy that you were hoping would get really beat up.
Oh, wait, should we put a spoiler alert?
Okay. Yeah. Spoiler.
Well, let's just say right now, before we get more into it, we may spoil the movie. So if you're gonna go see it before you listen to any further.
Yeah. Just pause now.
Pause now.
Do you
Go
do
to the
want listen
theater.
to this podcast?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And then come back and continue.
Exactly. And then share it on all your favorite social media sites.
Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah. Google
at the Doge
Plus.
Pound,
Dig.
Google Plus.
I don't know, whatever you use.
Dude, Plus is awesome, man. You'd be surprised.
I thought Plus was a neat idea, but it just didn't take off how I wanted to.
Oh, you'd be amazed. I've had like articles I've written that only took off on Google Plus.
Really?
It's true, but I guess they have a tech focus. So if you write about the right thing at the right time, sort of that whole controversial, timely, relevant. Like when I wrote about Windows 8.1 when I just bought it, then people are like, flocking to that article.
What was your review on 8.1? Is it like a positive or negative?
You may be very surprised. I'm actually super enthusiastic about it.
I'm running Windows 8 right now. I would upgrade to 1.1, but I can't. My motherboard and my system just doesn't like it. Oh. It won't let me update for some reason. I've even got the Windows Tech guy to like screw around with my system, but no, nothing. Wouldn't work. Everything's updated. It just wouldn't. It does it. It just fails every single time.
Yeah, that's not good. I actually ended up having to upgrade my entire system. It wasn't my intention. What I really wanted to do was just get 3 monitors working. Good luck on a Windows XP machine. Good luck. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Maybe if you upgrade it with enough RAM, but even then, like, what can XP handle? So
yeah, that's asking a bit much out of XP.
I started just by replacing the graphics card because I figured, hey, that's probably what I'm going to need. And that was nowhere near enough. So pretty much all components replaced except for the drives. But I have a great computer. I have an awesome 3-monitor setup, and it makes work way faster.
Oh my God. I'm running dual because that's all my graphics card can handle. And plus, I don't know. You really only need 3 if you have a really intensive job where it's kind of like you gotta look. You got to write
Gotta
an
juggle a
article
lot of
on one
things.
screen. You have to look for information on one, and you have to follow upcoming like Twitter updates and Facebook updates. And you put that all on one screen. You can box it around, and then you have your like article on, and you have, like news updates in your search and stuff. Say like you do a lot of recent event kind of things. If you do that,
Yep.
I can see how that would work.
You're 100% correct. Usually, having the article or blog post in one screen, having the research in the other, having some social media in the other, and then I've also got to jump in and out of Photoshop to tweak images real quick.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff, and then by the time I get used to it, I'm going like I feel like I'm working slow. But like if you were to look at my production and output, it's like way flipping faster. It's like the time that you have always gets filled somehow.
It's so much better. I keep telling my mom, you do books. You should get 2 monitors. You have QuickBooks on one, and you have all your other stuff on the other. Even if you had QuickBooks on 2 monitors, honestly, you could read your email and do QuickBooks there. But she just rolls with one monitor, and she does really good with it. But I mean, I keep coaxing her to get. I think she just got like a 28-inch monitor or something like that. It's pretty good. She does really well with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just built her. I just built her. Well, me and my dad built her a computer for Christmas. I pretty much built it, and he paid for it. But yeah,
Yeah. And this is the downside.
built her
of
one
now-
for Christmas.
Yeah. This is the downside of now working on my laptop, because sometimes I do prefer to do that. Go down to a coffee shop, and
Oh yeah.
I feel like you get a different kind of focus than like working from home sometimes.
Well, it's more public, and if you work well in public, it's better than a coffee shop.
Yeah, like as long as your research doesn't involve some material that you can't look at in public,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
which it doesn't. Not saying it does.
Well, you need that 4th monitor
Yeah.
specifically for the internet usage. Yeah.
But I could see this being good for like coders and stuff too. Although I think coders probably
my
research
God.
less. Well, I could be wrong on that.
Well, I would think a Java coder would more have, their coding on one screen, like all their text and all their options and all their special stuff, and then they would separate their game and how the item looks or something on another screen. And if they have 3 monitors, they will have like a Photoshop or their editing program to or something like that on a 3rd monitor, right? I can see how the more monitors you have, pretty much the more stuff you can kind of get done.
It's it very much so.
It's more ease of use.
I think there is a downside in that, like, you might have a million browser windows open or just a million tabs open, and by that time you're going, gosh, I don't think I need all this anymore. No, I researched that thing about.
Why is my computer lagging?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen it done that yet, really. And back on the Windows.
Well, you
8.1.
gotta probably have a decent graphics card, right?
Oh yeah. What is it? Maybe I'll just run a GX Diag, because I don't remember offhand what it is. But
What's your base system cost? Like not the monitors, but just the system.
you know what? I had the case and the drives in advance. Although I did buy another drive because they're ridiculously cheap now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everybody drives are just roll them off the counter.
I can't believe it. Like I can still recall days when hard drives weren't even a gig. So
Yeah. I don't even know how old you are.
yeah, no, that probably.
Giving us the like thoughts of you're like some 50-year-old guy in a wheelchair already.
Good Lord, I'm definitely not that.
Yeah, my aunt, she gave me a laptop. I think it was from like 2005 or something like that. And I took it apart to look at the RAM that was inside of it. And it was running on like 256 megabytes of RAM or something like that. And I was like, Jesus.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can't run on that anymore.
Oh, you know what's funny? I used to on my Jada's a Let's Play. I used to run a Mac, which only had a gig of RAM.
Oh wow.
I used to do Let's Plays on that.
I think I honestly remember days of like 64 megs of RAM, but it's a whole other thing. I am running the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 650 Ti Boost, kind of a long name.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's a decent card. It's a decent card.
Got I guess it's got the 3 gigs of video RAM, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because I think that's what you need for 3 monitors. I think it's like a gig per monitor.
But honestly, yeah, I think honestly, like, upgrades only ended up running a little over $1,000, and I have a system with 8 gigs of RAM and quad core. It's got the Core i5 5670K and the graphics card, which is it's got the 4 gigs actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my system, I just got it. I just built it and got it all working for about. I think it's like maybe $20 under $1,000, just a system. And then I got my dual monitors, and then I got my mic stand, my mic, and my keyboard and mouse. It runs pretty much 2,000 with everything, but
that makes sense.
My system, I forget the name of my graphics card, but it's a decent. It's like my whole system is about the highest mid tier you can get.
Nice.
So,
and that's where I would place my computer too. But I think
this is my first computer build, though. This is my first entire computer build. It's a pretty damn good system for a first computer, and I'm gonna work this summer too because I go to high school and I don't have time and then I do YouTube on the side. That's why I was like hopefully gonna get some cash out of YouTube, but
yeah.
It seems like and I knew it wasn't gonna just happen out of the blue. I needed to wait a couple years for that to even come into play where I start even making money. But yeah. I do summer work.
Yeah, I've looked at some of the numbers as far as like YouTube videos and how much money you can make, and it's somewhat disheartening, right? Because when you hear about these people who make 100,000, 300,000, I don't know. I think that the top one was somewhere around.
And when you hear about PewDiePie making millions.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, yeah, this must be possible.
The thing is, we may never know if that's true or not because they cannot. And unless they're under contract.
Don't have numbers.
Yeah, and they're just like fans. Like I remember on one of the podcasts Nova and the Creatures did. They looked up some site, and apparently Nova makes 7.7 million. What? Yeah, and they and they make jokes of it all the time because they make jokes of World of Warcraft or something like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, you could just buy it," and he just acts all posh just because, and then it was kind of like a joke thing like that. But yeah,
huh.
But I heard about some decent sponsors. They do pay a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And partnerships and that. Yeah.
This is like the time for sponsorships, it seems. Like I am fairly well acquainted with the music industry, and that was the kind of the big thing they were talking about for 2014. That was that, especially with companies like Red Bull now kind of having a pseudo record label, that more of those types of sponsorships are going to become more commonplace. I think it really depends on how much you want to sell out or what you feel comfortable advertising, I should say, to put it nice. But yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, and then you need all of these subs and all of these views. How do you get these subs and views if everyone's taking all the sponsorships and they won't allow you to join? Like, how do you get up there? You kind of gotta. My theory, what I'm going for is kind of, you gotta title your videos just right. So somebody will either find your videos and the description of one of the more populars, Nova, PewDiePie, all these big people, or even smaller people with only 30,000 or 10,000 subs. like these people that those people sometimes your video if they're titled right and they're in the same category, someone will stumble on your video, and then you just kind of gotta wait for that someone to trip and find your video.
Yeah.
But it's so hard nowadays with all these people. Everyone's trying to do that.
Yeah, you have to kind of get in touch with the industry influencers, and once you're kind of in their pocket, the marketing side of things begins to gain some momentum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's the tricky thing with YouTube, because everyone's doing it, right? Everyone's got their videos. You kind of gotta find your external way to get around all of the crap.
Yep.
You gotta find your way of getting through the mosh pit.
I'd like to know how people find our videos, honestly. I have no idea how they do it.
I guess they're searching for video games. They must be.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do with all our videos. As I try different titles, and they haven't really been working. But I'm recently just gonna. I don't know why. I honestly do not know why. Just recently, but I'm gonna try and title everything pretty much like Let's Play.
Right.
Because when you search up Let's Play, like a lot of people search up Let's Play, and a lot of people who watch Let's Plays. Like a lot of people who do Let's Plays search up Let's Plays, and it could just you kind of just gotta make your stepping stones. But I'm gonna try and title everything Let's Play, see if we get that kick. And the thing is why I think we get our views is because our humorous name. A lot of people don't see it, but on our Google Plus, like I have a Google Plus too.
There you go.
It's only 2 people. But those are we actually have one person who does like and comment on our videos. Now we have 2. Well, we're going up, not down, so you can't really complain, right? But we have one person who comments and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, I like this," and "Oh, that's cool," and that kind of says to me, oh, this is cool. We have one fan. Doesn't matter. It's one fan. It's a fan. We are creating a fan base. This is cool. And this is kind of why I do YouTube, because I want to have a fan base. And I want to be like, I'm that dude who plays video games. How do you guys want your video games to be Let's Play? I don't just want to play video games because I want to play video games. I want to play video games and make something of it.
Yeah, and I think the community building, I like that a lot. I think that's a huge part of it is really interacting and building one fan at a time. As tedious as that sounds, because like once you have 10 fans, once you have 1,000 fans, like the word spreads and people start to notice.
Yeah, see, it's kind of like we have to push that boulder down that cliff into the big pile of Let's Play. Right, you have to just you got to rock the boulder back and forth until it starts rolling down the hill.
It's sort of like what Zig Ziglar talks about, the pump analogy. Look it up on YouTube.
The pump analogy.
Yeah, totally. You got to keep pumping the water. And here's the thing, the story kind of goes like this: the man stumbles upon a pump in the middle of the desert, or he's just desperate for water, let's say, and it says to prime the pump. So he's tempted to drink that water that you're supposed to use to prime the pump, but he puts it in anyway, and he starts pumping. But he's keeps on pumping, doesn't see any water, is about ready to give up, but somehow finds it in himself to continue to pump the pump. Once the water starts flowing, you can't really stop it. But if you were to stop in the middle, you actually have to start all over.
Yeah.
That's how momentum works, right? So once you have kind of that critical mass of momentum, then it becomes easier to maintain. But until that point, it's a lot of
it's the big struggle. And you know what? The more you struggle, and the more people kind of just stumble upon you and find your channel, and the people who stay, those are going to be your strongest fan base. And that's what I'm thinking is the longer it takes and the more struggle and the more just like one person stumbles, another person stumbles. Oh, here's a couple people. Those are going to be our fan base. And, I don't care if I have 5 fans or 1,000. It's still cool to have fans.
It's true. Yeah.
And then, you get, and then you get people who say, oh yeah, I want to see this game. And I know for a fact, I can put out the best content I can get. Like, I know how people want content. I see these people who just, put out this garbage. It's like, what? You can't upload in 480p and expect to get like 1,000 subs? No, you can't do that. At least 720. I do 720 for the fact of I know a lot of people who like the best quality and like 1080, but I think more people just go to 720 because they don't have to. Like,
I don't have the internet to stream 1080.
Yeah, see, I just got the internet to, like, on the good days I can stream 1080. Sometimes I'll have to give it a little pause for like a minute and then go, and it'll be fine. But I mean, 720, I think everyone, I think a majority, like the biggest handful of people watch 720. Some people watch 480, but 720 HD is good. I think you don't have to upload anything, but so like if you want to upload extra in 1080, for those people who do watch it, then go for it.
And most of the time, like, I don't find I'm totally conscious of that. And maybe that's because, like, sometimes what I'm looking for is some kind of live performance that isn't likely to be, like, some kind of bootleg, like, isn't likely to be terribly good quality. Like, you hope to find something that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Audio-wise, right? But...
Well, I know with Let's Plays, the best quality you can get. Yeah. But sometimes they're 30-minute videos or 25, 20, 15.
Well, that's the whole other thing. Like, what do you set your length at, right? Because realistically, that people aren't going to watch for more than 2 to 5 minutes. But if it's...
No, that's depending on Let's Plays, right?
It depends what it is. Like, it's something people may leave on in the background. Because
here's the podcasts like this, some person probably click it and then go, I don't know, scroll through Facebook and I don't know, or look on Twitter, clean their room while listening, right? We could be in someone's room cleaning playlist.
Well, that's what I've been starting to say too. Like, YouTube has massive potential as an iTunes, right?
Yeah.
Audio, occasionally check in a video and enjoy it that way. So, I think it's great to be.
I use YouTube as my iTunes so much.
Yeah, like no one will ever get more views than the music channels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Exactly. You know what? The thing is though, with our YouTube channel, which I think we're losing views because of it, is there's a rap group called the Doge Pound, but it's just sad Dog Pound, but it's a rap group, and they're the Dog Pound, right?
Yeah,
we're the Doge Pound. They're kind of overshooting us. I've never seen our name. Like, I can type the Doge, like DOGE instead of DOG, and our name still doesn't come up. It's still a music, guys, even though it's spelled completely different, and there is no the Doge Pound on YouTube other than us.
Yeah. That is kind of the weird, like, it's almost one of those realities you have to deal with today. Like, I was with a company called Toon City, and if you go to their website now, you'll see that it's kind of rebranding to another name entirely.
I think I heard.
People are just like upload their music, but kind of the whole unique concept of it was that fans could also be compensated for like promoting artists' work.
Really?
Yeah,
that sounds interesting.
It's a fantastic.
That is a neat idea.
And they're launching the new website.
Kickstarter.
Hey, that's a good idea. Maybe I should suggest that to them. But
hey, you never know. Good ideas flow.
Exactly. So
She being a rapper.
the whole thing with that was there were okay, not prominent, okay, but there were like some record labels or some representation called Tune City, and it was all hip hop. So I was like, I think, guys, the reason we have so many signups in the hip hop section on our site isn't because it's brand recognition. It's because of these other entities called Tune City that are promoting hip hop. But hey,
Oh, well.
you know, I guess it works in our favor, right? Not the other way around.
Yep.
So
Hey, and then, you know, on the more people you bring in from hip hop, like I listen to some hip hop stuff. Like, I know a couple artists. I only listen to a couple because, some of the, like most of the rap today is just garbage, but there's some shining lights in the darkness here. I know there's one artist, E-Double. I listened to him. I didn't start from the beginning when he was doing his Freestyle Friday. He used to do a freestyle rap every Friday, and
good idea.
he was good at freestyle. Like, I mean, I think half of it he kind of wrote down some lines, but he kind of like it flowed good. You know, if you wrote down every second line or every line in a verse, every one line in a verse, and then just play off of that. You know, you freestyle a sentence off of that or a verse off of that, and you take the next sentence, you say that, you freestyle a verse off of that. It's just flowed. It sounded like he was actually just reading it off paper. But apparently he did freestyle. Like, this guy has talent. And he's one of the rappers who doesn't just rap about cars, money, and bitches, but
right.
I mean, he raps about things like I don't know, his fans, stories that happen about it before in his lifetime. Like he's got a objective, I guess, to rap about.
And there might be something to that, right? Like, yeah, I think what you said about having a niche, standing out in some way, that's part of it. But also, like, I think this is something Gabe said to me, was like, yeah, you could release your podcast whenever you want to, but what if you released it every Thursday at 7 p.m. like a TV show, like some kind of major media? And I don't know if it's something you guys employ in your strategy or not, but that might be something to just like, a new video comes out every Friday or whatever at 3 p.m. And I think you can use some of YouTube's features to schedule them, if I'm not mistaken.
If YouTube had a feature for taking, like, if YouTube assigned, you know, some people from the public to rate different videos and say, oh, these guys are, like, let's say you submit your video to go on the main page of Let's Plays or gaming, right?
Yeah,
that would be perfect. If YouTube implemented some system to filter out all the just videos that are just put on. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
Well, and right
I was trying to be a nice person, but
right now, let's be honest. Like, YouTube's interface stinks, and they have been making changes, and I know, you know, they're trying to figure out a format that works, but.
I did agree that YouTube's interface was garbage.
So hard to navigate, and like, and the same problem with apps as well. You search for a video, you get your top 10, and then who scans beyond page 2, 3, 4, 5?
I don't think I've ever scanned beyond page 1.
There you go.
I have once. I went to page 12, man.
Depends what you're looking for, but
well, some people who do Let's Plays, right? When I used to watch a Let's Play, say non really popular game, but nobody really played it, nobody really knew about it, but I wanted to see a Let's Play. I remember searching this up a couple times. Let's play this game, and I would weed through. I go to page like even 12 to 15, and I would look for, you know, talent in these people, because I just listened to their stuff. I didn't like it within the first minute, I'd leave. You know, if I didn't like it, I'd leave. And honestly, that's YouTube, and that's what it kind of should be. If you don't like it, then leave.
right.
You don't need to put a dislike. You don't like it, just leave.
Well, yeah, you don't need thumbs down for sure.
Yeah, like
It's a weird system. We don't see that anywhere else. Not on Facebook, right? And I think there's a good reason for that, because if people started getting thumbs down on Facebook,
oh my god.
you start getting more suicide rate.
There's times I wish I could give thumbs down on Facebook.
Yeah,
Trolls.
sometimes.
The amount of trolls would increase.
I'm like, I'm just not. I use social media. I'm a marketer. It's a necessity, and I like parts of it. But frankly, like revealing and detailing and chronicling everything that happens in my life, I just don't do that. Right? I give people blog posts to go and read on my site, and that.
I don't have enough time to do that.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I don't enjoy having to sit down and say, I ate a sandwich today. I don't know. I played a game today. I took a pee at 3:52 p.m.
Yeah, like, okay, A, who needs to know this, but B, it's like, sometimes I feel like people are just bragging about their personal life, right?
Well,
I have my third kid and you're not even married.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't need to know this.
I've got a baby of this,
Like, if you're at all concerned for your child's safety, maybe not,
Well, I don't have children yet, but
of course, nor do I.
Yeah, I could see how that would get so annoying.
Yeah.
Going through high school, you see it on Facebook, honestly. There will be that chick who really wants to tell you about her dog and post everything about her dog.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I went to a party. Ooh, look, I'm with this dude. And then just, ugh.
I like people, but sometimes I'm just reading the updates. Well, and I don't spend a lot of time on that either, but sometimes I'm looking at updates going, why? Just why would you post this?
I really, honestly, I don't really talk to anyone from my high school anymore, or, well, junior high, even through high school. I don't talk to anyone really, other than a couple people. And if someone messages me, I'll say hello. But I mean, I really don't use Facebook to communicate with people anymore. I communicate with people over the internet. Like, I use Steam or like a messaging app. Like we in the Doge Pound, we use Kik to message each other because, I'm from Canada. People, or even Story, he's from the U.S. and we had another member from Canada, but like Pooch, he's on the other side of Canada from me. So it's gonna be long distance fee. So we use like Kik to message or whatever, or Steam, or like I don't think we're gonna move to Facebook because that's kind of just like it's kind of pointless. It's kind of pointless for me, in the fact that we have communication, and I honestly just use Facebook to look at memes and comic strips and
a lot of people post that stuff too.
Yeah, see, I follow all my music artists and see what they post pictures of themselves at like an event. Oh, that's cool. I would like to actually see that. They're posing on stage with the crowd. Oh, that's cool. That's what I use Facebook for.
For sure. And it seems like just about any social media site has got the memes now. Like even Pinterest, which was
memes have taken over the internet.
Yeah.
Memes are the internet.
Kind of a more mature audience. Like, and if you abuse Pinterest, you definitely will get into some trouble. But even there's
I've never even checked. I've heard about Pinterest, but I've never taken the time to even go there. What is Pinterest?
It's basically a place where people pin interesting things from across the internet, and usually they're photos or videos, and that's why it's something that you never know, it might be worth a try, something that might work for you guys.
Pin the Doge Pound.
Exactly. Pin the videos, and
really, you can do that.
But here's the thing, it's like one of the fastest growing sites on like social media. And not only that, but it sends some of the largest amount of referral traffic of any social media site, like even more than Facebook. And
wow.
Here's the thing about Facebook. Yeah, it's got 1 billion users, but guess what? people only interact with brands 6% of the time they're on Facebook, ever.
True enough.
It's the most.
More
So,
Twitter. People.
Twitter's fantastic for traffic.
Yeah. I remember when I first joined Twitter, I followed your Twitter, the Arctic Sunburn Twitter, and I got like a bunch of followers. Like people just started following me, and I think it was from you because I followed you, and you were tweeting at me, and people like, oh, this dude. But
it totally works that way, and we're happy to send that love out. Link love.
Yeah. Okay. So I just made a Pinterest as you were talking there.
Nice.
And I'm gonna pin our videos. So I want everyone to right now go to Doge Pound Pinterest and
slash Doge Pound.
Right now it's TEH Pound. Well, I'm gonna change the name, but
I've been doing all kinds of social media stuff while we're chatting here, but there we go. Follow all from my personal account.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
Why I have a personal Pinterest account, I don't know. It makes you want to experiment when you hear, it works so great for referral traffic. So you just never know.
Oh yeah, even if we get people from Pinterest, like this seems really neat. It sounded like a really neat idea.
It's a cool platform, and like any other social media site, if you interact and like other people's stuff and leave comments, who has the time to do that? But when you do.
Wow.
Let's rewind and go all the way back to what are you watching right now?
Oh my god!
I know we've been chatting for a while.
Oh god! I can actually say that this podcast will probably shoot up like a rocket because we just talk about random shit.
I know. I kind of like it that way too.
And people do like that. People do like it when you just take off on a podcast and it just sounds so natural. People like that, and that's what I was trying to do with the podcast we had on the Doge Pound, but it never really worked because it was really not about topics that were new. It was there were some games and stuff, but I never really plugged it right. And we didn't really have the following too, but I think this one's going to take off a little bit more, and maybe it'll get me some more YouTube subscribers, and then
so we're hoping,
and then well, yeah, hopefully, and then once I get more popular too, they'll float over to you.
Oh yeah, well, and I think
this is where we ladder. This is kind of my ladder strategy. We each help put a rung on the ladder, right?
Totally. Yeah, and you never know where our next connection might be. There's so many critics, internet reviewers, yada yada yada, media people that we could continue to plug into, and again, it's you begin by finding people that are at your level or close to that, and then you help each other, and that's what it's all about. And I think my whole idea or strategy with AS Movies and Games is to have a community of writers. For me personally, I think the motivation, if you go to the site now, like I was doing 5 posts a week for 3 or 4 years. Well, I know, we'll say 2.5 to be conservative. And granted, they weren't all 300 words and up, which was what I was trying to aim for. And there's over 400.
Should have been a writer.
I basically am. There's like 400 pieces of content on there and up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I think like if there were a community of writers contributing to it, like I would be more motivated to do like one a week or one a month or whatever, and then have other guest bloggers and other community members that contribute to it. That way we can really cover a lot of bases because, of course, I've got my niche. I talk about a lot of Japanese games. Other people have their niches too, so.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how do you do this, Justin? I've seen you just followed me, but how do I follow you?
What? Where?
It just said, oh no, that was you. Okay.
Setting up your Pinterest accounts there.
Yeah, how do you do this? I like mixed up your name.
It's a weird. It's a different platform because it's really is all about just these pins that float around and.
Yeah, because I just saw in my notifications, David, you just started following me.
I think you can click on my name is how it works.
Oh, is it?
Go back to your notifications and click on my name. Yeah.
Okay, I just did. I don't know if you got anything from that, but
I think you have to follow all my boards once you're at my profile.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and then we're good.
Oh, this is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get more active in this, I guess.
Yeah, get active in social media and building relationships and
Yeah, I guess that's how you start. But I mean, like, really, you have to find you have to get in with that person, get in with that person who is higher up to build yourself up, and then if you have that good content, like I know in the Doge Pound, we must have good content. That's our policy, I guess. Like if it's not, it has to be run through me personally, and I watch every video that's on the Doge Pound, other than my own. But I mean, like, I must watch every video, and if it's not good enough, I'm like, no, re-upload it. I'm like the troll under the bridge, but I'm the filter. I'm the coffee filter of all the videos, and
that's sort of like what I do. Like I have a site called Compuzor, COMPUXOR, and as you can maybe tell from the name, it is just like almost like a meme or trend or fun content kind of site. And basically my role is moderator, right? Like I'll create some content too, but I'm just giving people access to the site to add stuff. So then I'll go in and change stuff as necessary. And that moderator role is a
oh yeah, I remember when I was in junior high, I always wanted to moderate or be an admin on those like servers or whatever. You know, get the Minecraft servers. You know, I always wanted to have a bigger role in something.
Yeah.
It's kind of just, it's fun once you get in that and then you start helping people and you kind of build your way up in the community.
Yeah, I think so. People immediately look to you as a leadership, and then leadership just kind of requires more responsibility, but it's also fulfilling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, just another thing too. Before we get back to what we were apparently watching.
Yeah, or talking about. I don't even know what we're talking about. I guess we're talking about media, right?
Yeah, well, you know, it kind of ties in. But I mean, I have my computer specs right here. My graphics card is Asus HD 7870. It's a 2 gigabyte video RAM, so I got my dual monitors. It's decent. It's a high mid tier. All my system is a high mid tier because I didn't have enough money to buy the system with the monitor and everything else. I just had enough for the system. I you know, if I had a little bit more money, I would have put more into it. But it is basically $1,000, and then the extra stuff. I think what's it here? What's it cost? My graphics card costs $244.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a decent price for a mid-tier. I mean, like, the good graphics card are about $300, $350 for a really good one. I know I've seen some price, and then there's thousands. You know,
right.
I seen, like, there's the, what are they? I'm forgetting. It's a big brand. They're the,
not the NVIDIA, but...
Radeon?
Well, that's what mine is. I got the Radeon. Radeon HD series. But I mean, I'm forgetting the name of the graphics card.
I'm gonna get a EVGA GeForce.
Yeah, GeForce. That's what it was. I know the GeForce ones. There's the GeForce Titan. I know that one's $1,000. They're 1,000 something.
Oh wow.
So yeah, let me see here.
That must be something.
Did you hear about NVIDIA's like new Titan? They're releasing something better than the Titan.
Oh,
really?
Apparently, it's going to be the equivalent of 2 Titans.
I know
Double
people.
the Titan.
Well, just the name makes it sound like whoa. Even if you go out, like that's their best graphics card to date
Yep.
for the GeForce, and I swear I think it's like $1,000, thousand something. I can't get the prices, but it's like the best. It's the best graphics card out for GeForce. But I know people who triple up on these things, and they run like a monitor per GeForce Titan. It's ridiculous. Like, why do you need this much? Why do you need this much?
And that's what I was saying earlier. Is like, there's a point at which we really don't need, like, you can't upsell us on power because, like, even my computer is so flipping fast. Very few things are gonna slow it down. The guy at the store is like, Photoshop, that might be resource intensive. And I'm going, compared to like a Windows XP system with like...
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah. He was like, this is going to be, straining your computer. I'm like, hardly.
That's like a little pebble in the stone wall of awesomeness. Yeah. See, they're here. They're $999.99 per GeForce Titan. Yeah. So it's $1,000. You really only need one. Honestly, you really only need one. Why do you need two?
For the price of a Titan, you could build a computer that could play most games on medium.
Yeah. See, 1,000. That's my computer, but my computer, I think I got a really nice deal on it because I can play everything on high. Fine. Like, I mean, when it comes to DayZ, the DayZ standalone at the moment, it is, it still has those frame lags itself, the game, but I mean, I only have, what's my processor? I have a AMD FX 8350. I have a 4 gigahertz processor. It's the highest, mine's high mid-tier, and I can still play everything on high fine. Any game you throw at me.
Exactly.
The only game I really had problems with, which I cannot play, was Mirror's Edge. And really, Mirror's Edge, you need a wicked computer to play that in the first place.
Yeah, and computer really is almost like the preferred method for gaming as far as I'm concerned. Like, if you really want to get immersed in a good first-person shooter or RPG.
Hey, and even if you don't want to play with a mouse and keyboard, you can plug a controller, an Xbox, PS3, anything, a joystick.
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
I like plugging in the Xbox.
There's no. I think you can use PS3 with a mouse and keyboard though. There's one game I know.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Dusk 2014 or something. Not 2014. 214 or something like that. 115. But I remember you could use it was like the EVE Online, but the first person shooter, and they were gonna tie those together, which was really cool. I thought that was the coolest shit. Oh, too bad I can't link you guys photos because I just found there's a girl with a GeForce Titan on her crotch region.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, I don't think we need to propagate that. But.
Cover your ears, kiddies. Yeah. This thing seems pretty beast, but I don't know why you would need 4.
Oh, well, if you want to build a giant supercomputer for, Bitcoin farming.
True enough.
Yeah, servers, starting your own search engine.
Yeah. True enough. Well, yeah.
If you want to, overthrow Google.
Oh my god. Yeah. You're going to need more than 2 GeForce Titans for that.
Well, it's a start. Not really.
Hey, you got to start
You're
somewhere.
going to have Ing. It won't even be Bing. It'll just be Ing. ING.
I guess if you could,
you might get sued by the bank.
Host your own websites, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, well, host servers and stuff. I used to
your
host
own internet. Just have your own internet in your own house.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty damn cool.
That'd be all right.
You'd be super connected.
Yeah.
That you would. All right, I think it's getting to be about midnight where a couple of us are, and
Yeah, it's 11 here.
It's 11 where he is. He's lucky. He's lucky.
I guess any closing remarks? Actually, I will mention another fantastic movie. I think it does appeal maybe more to slightly older people. In my books, older is not a word, but I'll use it for now.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, people who are a little more mature. The Grand Budapest Hotel is oh man, one of the best, most amazing movies I've seen lately.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It is amazing. I don't know how it'll work out in the consciousness of a 17-year-old, but worth checking out.
Hey, I have the movie. I have the somewhat mind of a 20-year-old. So
Okay, perfect. And as far as age goes, I will just say that I'm younger than Noah Antweiler. Spoonie Experiment. You guys know who that is, right?
what? I'm clueless on what you're talking about at the moment.
You don't know Spoonie Experiment?
No.
Oh, good lord. Okay. Well, that's something you're going to be up all night now.
Can you hear my keyboard clicking as I search it?
Yeah. Did you ever watch like Mystery Science Theater 3000?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Nah.
definitely. Your weekend's wasted.
I don't have much spring break left.
Oh.
This is like my last thing. I go back Monday.
Well, maybe don't start watching tonight. He's got a couple years on me. But anyway, he's actually very popular online with his game and movie reviews. So he kind of does both, and I think I took some inspiration from that for sure.
Well, now I know what to search up.
Exactly. So you guys have your YouTube channel. Where can people find that?
You can find us on YouTube/the Doge Pound.
Perfect.
Or you can go visit our Twitter and our Facebook. I don't really pay much attention to Facebook, but go visit our Twitter at least, because I am someone active on that. You know,
you seem to be active enough.
If you message me on Twitter, I'll message you back. Or if you tweet at me, tweet things at me. I'm somewhat active on Twitter. We have a Google Plus also. Yeah.
Check out Google Plus. Absolutely. I should follow you guys.
Oh yeah.
I've got a page and multiple personal profiles. Again, this is the life of a marketer. You end up with all these profiles.
Alice is online. Yeah.
But it works for WordPress because it just blasts out your content to all social sites. So
true enough, you can even plug yourself.
Well, yeah. I think if people are listening to this, they should know where we're at. But yeah, arcticsunburn.com. So it's not asmoviesgames.com, which maybe it should be. But I started it way back in the day. Not way back. 2000.
Way back in the day.
2008, 2009-ish. And it existed in a slightly different format, and I almost regret not leaving it where it was. It looks much prettier now, and it has way more content now, but back in the day it actually made like $5 in Google AdSense. So
really?
And now it makes like 60 cents. So I was like, I wonder if I should have left it. Like technically it's on WordPress, technically there's more content, so hypothetically it should be getting more traction, not less.
Really?
Who knows what? Who knows what? I think what it was a lot of people were finding it on search traffic, and nobody was like bookmarking it or regularly visiting it.
Yeah, I
when
guess
all
I
the
know how that
content-
happens.
Yeah, when all the content dropped, that's when I think the visitors dropped too. But hey, it's been pretty stable for a while now.
Yeah, true enough.
All right. Well, any other closing remarks from you guys?
No.
Go visit the Doge Pound and subscribe on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Share with your friends.
This has been a blast, and hopefully we'll have you guys on again, and maybe we'll have I guess it would probably be pandemonium, but all five of us on here at some point.
Oh.
The end.